Hello, and welcome to Binding of Isaac Bootcamp. Today we look at a set of items I like to call the Books, a group comprised of the Bible, the Book of Shadows, Monster Manuel, the Book of Sins, Anarchist Cookbook, the Book of Revelations, the Necronomicon, the Book of Belial, and finally, the Bible. Each item boasts a different power for you to make use of in your runs, and today we're going to start with the Bible. The Bible is a spacebar item which, when triggered, transforms whichever of Isaac's personalities you're playing as into an angel, giving them wings which allow for easy flight over any pits, rocks or spikes you may encounter whilst you remain in your current room. The Bible also requires you to visit 6 rooms before it is fully recharged. A less apparent feature of the Bible crops up if you trigger it whilst fighting either Mom's heart, Mom, or It Lives. Doing so will result in the instant deaths of either of these 3 bosses. However, you don't want to try that trick on Satan, as triggering the Bible during your fight with him will instantly kill you, unless of course you happen to have picked up the wafer along the way. Next on the list of items is the Book of Shadows, a book which grants your character temporary invincibility when triggered by erecting a shield around them. The invulnerability persists for a little while before the shield begins to flicker, which indicates that the effect is about to wear off. There are 1 or 2 foibles you need to keep an eye out for when using this item, however. One is that the mini-boss Greed will still cause you to drop a ton of money if you are hit by one of his tiers, so be careful there. And a profitable way you can use the Book of Shadows is to trigger it and start running into a blood donation machine, as you'll be able to deposit as many hearts as you like into it without taking a single heart's worth of damage, for so long as the shield is active anyway. This item takes 3 rooms to charge. Monster Manuel, a clear reference to the Monster Manual some of you may remember from Dungeons & Dragons, is a simple spacebar item which recharges every 4 rooms worth of enemies. It summons a random familiar from many the game has to offer, and that includes ones you have maybe yet to unlock, for so long as you remain in the room you triggered it in. This item isn't available straight off the bat when you start playing the game, and you're gonna have to work a bit to complete Sheol with Judas before you can get your greasy mitts on it. The Book of Sins is another item you're not going to have available to you when you start playing the game. You're going to have to beat each of the 7 sin mini-bosses at least once to make this item available for your runs. The item itself recharges once every 4 rooms and will provide you with either a tarot card, a pill, or a random pickup, such as bombs, keys, money, etc., each time it is used. The Anarchist Cookbook is an item which shares its ability with the Tower tarot card. It recharges once every 3 rooms and when triggered will spawn 6 bombs with lit fuses at random locations around the room. Be careful when using this, as it's very easy to back yourself into a corner with some poor luck when it comes to the bomb placement. If you want to get your hands on this item, you'll want to keep an eye out for the mini-boss Pride, as he has an increased drop rate. The Book of Revelations is a personal favourite of mine on any run with any character. Using it will add a single spirit heart to your total health, so it can really turn you into a powerhouse if combined with the battery or the 9-volt, but still holds its own without, taking 6 rooms in total to recharge. A secondary effect of holding the Book of Revelations is that it increases your chances of running into any of the 4 Horsemen bosses, providing that you start a level with it as your active spacebar item, and you use it at least once before entering the boss room. Another effect is that whilst holding the book, you may end up facing the Headless Horseman in Sheol, rather than Satan, which is a considerably easier boss fight. You need to kill at least one of the 4 Horsemen bosses before you can unlock this item, and once you have, you're likely to run into it semi-regularly at least, as it spawns in a variety of different places. The Necronomicon is basically a souped up version of the Death tarot card, which is appropriate seeing as you need to use said tarot card 4 times to unlock this book. It recharges once every 6 rooms, and triggering it will basically cause flat damage to any enemies currently sharing the room with you. I'd advise you save uses of this for when there are many weaker enemies around you, as generally it will one-shot a lot, whilst with a single strong enemy it won't put much of a dent in it. Bosses with various parts, such as Mob, will also suffer multiplied damage for each part they have exposed when the item is used. The Book of Belial is an item you'll be very familiar with if you spend any time running the game as Judas, as it is the item he starts with in his spacebar slot. It is unlocked by beating the full game once, and if you're not Judas, your best chance to get your hands on it is to check with secret rooms and deal with the devil rooms, as that's where it appears most frequently, but still pretty rarely. When triggered, the item will give your tears, piss, or whatever you happen to be shooting out at the time a powerful damage increase, and has a short recharge time of only 3 rooms. And that was Binding of Isaac Bootcamp for the Books. I hope that helped at least some people wrap their head around a handful of items and their uses, and perhaps even aided you to up your games. See you guys soon.